Good morning, y'all. Tracy Trials of Long-Haired Girl here.
With the short-haired guy.
We are coming at you with a no Tag Tuesday. Basically,
Huh?
the
You said
the
this was Tag Tuesday.
the mystique and the illusions have gone far, far away since I originally started this in March of 2020. We all talk to each other. We all send each other questions. Originally, it was me creating all the questions. Sometimes last minute. Thank you to those of you who put up with me tagging you at the very last minute. Towards the end, it was towards the end of me originally doing it before I went out for my surgery was Kim and Joan. But there will be a list of everybody who has agreed to do the tag down below. Goodies, if you and Rich want to do the tag, you're welcome to, and I can include your link in another video. I created the questions this week, so it is going to be a New Year's tag, and I apologize for you hearing my baby dog hork, but it's a thing he does. Question number 1. What is the single best thing that happened this past year?
I don't know.
We survived.
That's a good thing. Okay.
That is a very good thing. Things were kind of crazy. We were blessed in ways that I will not reveal, but just know we are very thankful for things that happened last year. So yeah, I think that was really, all of us were for the most part healthy, and I got through my surgery and recovery, and that was a good thing. So yeah, I guess that would probably be my single best thing. I did not have any complications after my surgery and during my recovery. So yeah, there you go. Single most challenging thing that happened.
I don't have a good answer for that one either.
Taking care of me after surgery, I suspect, would be your answer.
Yeah, actually, that's probably what it should be.
The most challenging thing for me is, going through the surgical process.
Yeah.
I knew going into it, my mother had had the surgery when I was, in fact, short story, right after I had my hysterectomy. Like, I had just gone back to work. So, 6 weeks maybe, if that. And my mother had rotator cuff surgery, and I had to take off for that. I got some pushback for that. But anyway. So yeah, that was probably the single most challenging thing that happened, was the surgery and then the recovery. Recovery was definitely worse than the surgery, but I had a slight scare going into the surgery and thought we were going to have to cancel or push it back because I have allergies. I'm allergic to all the things, and I was getting some really bad stuffy nose and congestion, and I was afraid we were going to have to push it back. Anyway, what was an unexpected joy this past year?
Basically getting a raise. We'll go with that.
I can tell you one that I think is an unexpected joy that you would not have thought about.
What?
You were able to reconnect with Maurice.
That's true.
Talk about him giving you flying lessons.
Yeah, okay.
Because we didn't get to see any family in 2020.
That's true.
So,
moving right along.
For me, I think the unexpected joy, which, we had hoped, but came to fruition, was the fact that we did get to spend time with family this year. And more time with family than we did at all in 2020. Yeah, I think that's it, because, Oh, and my son got a new nephew last year. That was also an unexpected joy. What was an unexpected obstacle?
You should have given me time to think about these questions before. I don't know.
COVID.
Well, that was kind of expected that it was.
Well, no, I mean, honestly,
Yeah.
we thought that things were coming full circle, as they say, and that we would be able to start getting back to the norms. And just as we were about to start being able to get back to our norms,
Yeah.
going on a date night or go to a movie without having to worry about somebody sitting too close or wearing a mask or.
I was going to go with ice. After your surgery, an unexpected
Yeah, that was
ice. Me having to
That
constantly
wasn't.
go get ice for her shoulder icing machine.
Until we figured out that we could freeze water bottles and put water bottles in there with a little bit of ice and water,
Yeah.
and it lasted longer for me to use it. And by just taking, what were we up to, a dozen water bottles that
Yes.
we were freezing?
Yes.
We could rotate a
There were
dozen
3
water
shifts.
bottles, and we could 4 water bottles at a time.
Yep.
That was, so for anybody who has to have an icing machine, look up some of the hacks on, YouTube or Google, because those really came in handy.
Yeah.
Depending on what kind of machine you have.
Mm-hmm.
Pick 3 words to describe this past year.
Good. Productive and over.
Those are definitely 3 words to describe.
Yep.
Frustrating, painful,
Yeah.
but blessed.
Good answer. Okay.
What were the best books you read this year? Okay, last year. What were the best books you read last year? It says this, but it would be last, because we're talking about last year.
Actually, that one that I should go put away that's sitting over there, Empire of the Summer Moon, was pretty good. I would go with The Hunter Killers, but I'm still not finished with it. I don't know. Didn't really read that many other books last year, did I?
No, not really.
No.
Okay, I'm going to go with one that everybody expects. My Bible. And for those of you that don't know, who have not been watching a while, I like cozy mysteries.
Yes, she does. But she
I'm a
listens
fan.
to them more than reads them.
But I do read, and one of the ones I can't say the book title
Mm-hmm.
because I don't remember, but I was going to say the author. I actually, and he can attest to this, I have library cards to multiple libraries in our area, because I like the library. It's a thing. Don't ask. But the library that's by our church have a bunch of the books by this author that I started reading, Ellie Alexander. And I actually would have to get them like 2 at a time. And I would read through them. But if I had time to sit down and dedicate to it, if I didn't, if I chose to take that time, I could read one in 24 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it was the Bake Shop series. That's the ones that I'm talking about, the Ellie Alexander Bake Shop Mysteries. Who were your most valuable relationships with? Shall I go first?
Okay.
This man right here.
Big schmoozer.
Well, I mean, honestly, you took care of me after surgery. You tolerated my moodiness. my crankiness when I was a little late on taking a pain pill and getting up with me in the middle of the night when, I couldn't get it myself. And
Okay.
so that was a very valuable relationship, and if we're being honest, we've gone through a lot in our relatively short marriage. So. Oh, and other valuable relationships were with our children.
Okay.
All three of our children, I think, because we had to maintain contact because we couldn't see them probably as frequently as we would have liked because of COVID.
Yep.
Okay? Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I was going to go with you, maybe Brother Jerry. I'm not sure who else.
He's given you lots of input for your music room and
Yep. Moving right along.
How to be creative.
Yep.
What was your biggest personal change from January to December of this past year? Do you want me to go first?
Okay.
I went from not being able to really move to being able to do this.
That's exciting, I guess.
It is. Well, I mean, let's be honest. After my fall on Christmas,
I don't have anything to compete with that.
I think you do.
What?
You managed, or you are managing, and towards the end of the year had to manage dealing with fewer coworkers to assist with the specific jobs you're having to take on again.
Maybe I just didn't want to think about that.
Well, but I mean, that was a big change. You went from having a full office, and I don't think that you're the only one struggling with that. I think there are many people struggling with that, including the title companies that we work with.
Yep.
What was the most challenging part of your work, both professionally and at home?
Well, you kind of just answered that question for me, is the fact that we lost staff. We got more busy at the same time that we lost staff.
Professionally and at home?
And at home. I don't know about at home.
Probably me. I was
Okay.
the most challenging part about
Okay.
home. Well, I mean, I was recovering for so much of this past year.
Yeah.
And for me, it was feeling like I didn't want to just sit in the chair all day during my recovery. I wanted to work. I enjoy my job. Thankfully, we have a great team, but I wanted to do something other than binge watch TV and nap, because I was doing a lot of that during recovery. So that was frustrating, and I think that kind of covers both professionally and at home.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were some changes in our office staff as well. Not a ton of changes, but some changes. Okay, what was the biggest thing that you learned this past year?
All of these deep reaching questions, and I got nothing. I don't know.
For me, it was learning to be patient. Learning to be patient through the process, because healing after surgery, any surgery, can be complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And thankfully, I did not have any additional challenges in that regard. I did not have any complications, but learning, like I said, I wanted to get up and work. And I couldn't stay awake or stand or sit long enough to do any of that. So I had to learn to be patient with the process. And I had to learn to be patient with my husband when I was hungry, knowing that he was wearing, this man, I tell you.
You're not about to embarrass me, are you?
Yes. He was wearing a lot of hats
Okay.
during my surgery and my recovery. he was wearing a lot of hats, and he had to take on not only his normal tasks, but also the tasks that I normally handle, and along with his full-time job. So I know that that was a challenge, and he and I had to learn to be patient with each other, and I had to learn to be patient with the process. And it was a different kind of patience. I frustrate him on a daily basis. I know I do. He may not say it, but I know I do. But he had to learn a different level of patience to help me get through this process and be understanding with me during a time when, y'all, I'm not a good patient. I'm not. I know this, and being in that level of pain, it was worse. Anyway, that is all 10 questions. I'm sorry that you felt like I threw you under the bus. But for anybody who wants to do it, let me know down below. If you want to do a video, I can mention your link during a later video. Or if you want to sign on to do it every Tuesday, let us know. We can adjust and modify our list. But I'll have the list of everybody who is doing it down below. Have a fantastic Tuesday. Be blessed, y'all.